Hi, I'm Julie Romano and I'm the Head of Quality Improvement and Clinical Effectiveness within the Trust. A lot of what we've done has been really gratifying, I think, as a team, particularly as we've all had COVID, and obviously that's had an impact on services and been able to deliver. So I've been really proud of the team and how we've managed to navigate the systems and the processes, still being able to bring change through. Been able to bring QI methodology, particularly during the first waves of COVID, whereas people didn't have time to actually formulate proper projects, but wanted to actually do some change ideas. And so the teams were able to support that. And very thankful to multiple members of the team, where we've all been redeployed clinically to help and support other areas. When we first came back together, we also helped with a big piece of corporate work, which was the post-COVID plans for the future. And we did quite a lot of workshops, which is the first time a trust had done this. And we had about approximately 50 odd workshops, which I know a lot of the information that we gathered within all the service areas and all the feedback helped formulate plans and ideas into the overall trust strategy, which has been really great to see. I'm proud to be part of that process and meet so many people. Had some fantastic projects that have come through, really starting to show how we can tackle some of the wicked problems that happened in the trust. So it's building on that ability and capability within the trust. The way that we need to move forward is we need more people that are able to be trained and QI experts within their areas, that have time to be able to take out to do the projects. So we need to be able to step back to be able to move forward. So with those tools and the kits that we have available, and the team from the QI team, the resources that we can support, I think we've got a lot to look forward to going further forward. We've had some brilliant successes. We've had posters shortlisted at the HSJ with some of our fantastic projects around the trust, from a whole source and a range of clinical and non-clinical ideas, from lessons learned from the medical trainees, from Connor with his medication project, to mention a few, and now the fantastic RRP work. We're now starting to demonstrate some brilliant changes. I'm really proud to be part of it. I'm a coach with one of them over at Tamarind, so really proud to see the team working really hard and starting to see some potential buds that could change practice going further forward and have great outcomes for our service users and our team members. What I'm most looking forward to is QI being just what we do around this place. This is what we all naturally do. This is our culture. We want to innovate. We want to change for the positive outcomes for our service users, for our team, for our trust, for the wider ICS. So that we know that what we're doing is actually making a change, making a difference, and enabling the people that absolutely deliver the care, all the services that we're helping, actually be able to do that. I'm also really hopeful. We've got some fantastic EBEs that we've had trained in QI, and we have at least 8 active projects at the moment, and that will be the norm. You will have an expert by experience, you will have a service user on the project that absolutely can give you their viewpoint, see things through different eyes, so that we do get to the core of the problems. And that's something I think should be a goal that we absolutely attain. We're aiming to link all of our projects where possible to key trust strategies, and have a good governance base within each of the service areas, so that we can look at QI as business as usual, as we're enabled to do that more and more by the service areas having a key cohort of people that are trained, that we have coaches, and that we have core exec sponsors, and really help us get to where we need to go in the future.
My name is Hilary Grant. I'm a consultant forensic adolescent psychiatrist. I'm also the medical director for the trust. I mean, in terms of my involvement in QI, I'm jointly accountable with the director of nursing, who's Sarah Bloomfield, for kind of executively jointly, accountable and responsible for ensuring we've got QI really hardwired into the organisation. And then I'm also a sponsor for quite a number of QI projects. So sponsor it's usually somebody who's kind of fairly senior in the organisation. And really the role is you're kind of overall accountable for ensuring the delivery of the project. But it's much more, you wouldn't be involved day to day. So it's much more about linking in with the team, helping them overcome any barriers, kind of signposting them, trying to identify resources, that sort of thing. And also, I think a sponsor has got a big role as well in ensuring the visibility of the particular QI project that they're sponsoring, and making sure that the word is out there and talking about it. And certainly when I'm out and about, one of the ones that I'm an exec sponsor for is the Reducing Restricted Practice one, and there's about 17 projects that sit underneath that. But certainly when I'm out and about in inpatient areas, I'm asking people, are you involved in the Reducing Restricted Practice Collaborative? Tell me about your project. That sort of stuff. So really getting the visibility, really championing it, that sort of thing. I think everybody be saying it, won't they? The last year has been challenging, hasn't it? The last year and a half has been challenging. And it's really then about how are we going to keep QI going in the organisation. And QI has been quite important as part of that during the pandemic, but also as part of thinking about the recovery. There's the whole thing about working remotely, which brings both its benefits and its challenges about that. And I think the other challenges as well is how can we further galvanise our efforts around QI? How can we make it that everybody thinks QI, that people see QI as a way of solving the wicked problems? And also I've heard some people comment, is QI just clinical? And I suppose I really think there's a challenge there as well about how people see QI as maybe being really critical when we're thinking about our staffing issues, our out of area beds, or our issues around flow and stuff. So that it's kind of right through everything we do, and we're not seeing it as slightly on the side. Well, I think the kind of resilience of it, and resilience of the people who are really engaged. I meet people, they're just fantastic, who are involved in QI, and it's just seeing their enthusiasm and them don't want to share ideas with me and stuff. But I think the Reducing Restricted Practice one has been fantastic, and they've had some learning events. And also, with regard to that project on Reducing Restricted Practice, we're also trying to get some synergy between that and addressing inequalities. So recently we've got a third sector partner, Catalyst for Change, involved with us. So to help us think about how we drive the inequalities bit through the Reducing Restricted Practice as well. And I think there's real opportunities there in terms of a different way of doing things, and working alongside a third sector partner, I think, is quite exciting. So yeah, I think the Reducing Restricted Practice stuff there's some fantastic stuff happening. And if people could see some of the run charts, you can see it's working. It's fantastic. You see the reduction in seclusion, you see the reduction in restraint. So certainly I'd like more people to see those run charts, because I think then they'd say, oh my God, I'm a believer,